Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and today it's going to be a very interesting topic about the pilot career. Actually, to be more precise, this topic will be about the pilot career build-up nowadays. As you know for sure, there is coronavirus crisis all around the world, and believe me, it will be followed by major economic crisis. As we see from China experience, the Chinese economy dropped by 20% for just 2 months. So expect global economy to drop by 10% this year. And the aviation industry in its worst crisis ever. So is it the time for you to become a pilot? Honestly, my opinion is more yes than no. So why do I think that pilot profession has some kind of perspectives even nowadays? Let's see pros and cons. Okay guys, so let's be positive and start from pros. I put to first plus is no pilot jobs temporary. Don't think that I'm crazy, but I honestly believe that no pilot jobs is plus for young pilots and newcomers. The aviation crisis as well as economic crisis and this virus outbreak crisis are not forever. So there will be a time of the aviation industry to grow again. I personally estimate this time to be in around 2 years, but many pilots cannot wait that long, especially elderly pilots, so they will retire earlier. And also younger pilots like me, who probably will have pilot layoffs very soon, so we have to find some other jobs to get some kind of income. So the aviation market will be out of the pilot workforce for a very long time, and then the industry start to grow again. There will be no pilots available right away. Because for example, if you keep me grounded for 90 days, I will need the simulator check again, and if you keep me grounded for 1 year, I will have to do the ground school once again to update my pilot license. And if you keep me not flying for 3 years, I will have to do the type rating course for Boeing 737, which I fly once again from the beginning. If the global lockdown would continue like this for 6 more months, we expect to have 80% of all pilots to be unemployed. So that is why I'm also searching for other opportunities to have some kind of income. So I'm also planning to expand my YouTube channel. So follow me here, subscribe to my channel and like this video, please. And also, young pilots and newcomers will have a few chances to be employed on their first job after the aviation industry will start its recovery process. And next pros we have baby boom generation will retire. As you probably know, in 1950s it was a wealthy time for the United States and Western Europe, so many families gave birth to their children, and now these children grown up, they became a pilot, now they're up to retire. Usually retire age is around 65 years old for most of the countries, and now we are approaching this border. So I expect these baby boomers, it's a huge amount of pilots in the United States and in Europe, they will just retire by 2023, so in just 3 years, and I hope we'll pass this aviation crisis in 3 years. I'm sure about it. So the aviation crisis will be over and you'll have opportunity to your first job as a pilot. And next pros goes to aviation industry itself. Believe me or not, it continued to grow. We had crises similar to what we have now before. For example, 9/11 terrorist attack in 2001, it hit aviation very hard. Also we had a SARS crisis, SARS virus outbreak in Asia. It was also before, also hit the aviation industry. We also had the economic crisis in 2008. So we have such a small crises sometimes, but now it's major crisis. But believe me, we'll recover, and there are many of aircraft now in order for many of airlines, and yes, we'll fly again, my friends. Don't worry about it, just wait a little bit and you'll have your first job. You cannot just shut down aviation for a long period of time because it's a main instrument for globalization. People need to communicate, people need to fly from one country to another, they need to interconnect, and globalization is the main trend for the centuries. You cannot just change it. Next, I wrote cheap ATPL. Well, it's maybe any pilot license. So it's a best period for you to have cheapest pilot license possible, because you need to play with your career like traders play in a stock market. So then the prices go down, they buy. So you need to wait for the lowest price possible and start your pilot training if you have this dream. So follow your dream, guys, and start your pilot training if you want to. Just be sure you go to a reliable pilot school. I think the one with government support should be the best one. And the last from pros, we have low oil price. Well, no one needs oil right now, that's why the price dropped down. But if this trend for low oil price will continue, the jet fuel will also become cheaper, and that will recover the aviation industry in fast manner. Because the most of airline expense is jet fuel. The lower the jet fuel price, the better it's for airlines. And of course we have some cons here. The first one goes to no pilot jobs for expats. So you shouldn't expect it to be in next 3 years. So if you want to become a pilot and you want to work somewhere abroad, don't count on that in nearby 3 years, because now we have lots of pilot layoffs, expat pilot layoffs. They are mostly on unpaid leave, but the situation will go better not earlier than 2 or 3 years. And now we have absolutely massive pilot layoffs on Asian market, in China and Southeast Asia. So government give priority to local people. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Even before this crisis, I was working for Garuda Indonesia around 3 years ago, and government gave all the priority for local people, for local pilots. And it's normal. Imagine yourself being a pilot and you just got fired, but some of the expat will continue fly to your airline. It's not normal. The normal is to lay off all the expats and give job to local people. So then the airlines will recover their operation and expand their flights again. First they will hire local pilots, and after that, if there will be some places available, of course they will hire expats. But I'm not expecting it to be in nearby future. And next we have no cadet programs will be available in nearby future as well. I think also for next 3 years. If you watched my videos before, you may see the video The Best Way to Become a Pilot, where I was talking about these cadet programs, and it's the best way for you to spend less and to become professional pilot. And for now that option is no longer available and will not be available for many years, because there's a surplus of pilot workforce. Because if you take, for example, me, even if I'll be grounded for 3 consecutive years, I need to have just type rating because I already have pilot license. So it's cheaper for airline to regain my type rating than to start the training of someone for the pilot license and again type rating. So it's much cheaper to hire me than a newcomer. And now guys, it's time for a few advices for you. Well, if you're airline pilot, commercial pilot, and you'll still have the job after all, I envy you. Continue normal operation. And if you are a lay-off pilot, if you lost your job because of this aviation crisis we have in the world, don't throw your hands down. Keep on updated on aviation market, because as I said you many times before, it will grow again. And if you want to earn money somewhere else, please do it temporary, because the aviation industry will recover and you need to have upgraded also on your aviation knowledge to pass the interview for any airline available. And if you are in the process of becoming a pilot, so you're on your ground training or you are on your flight training, continue it, guys. My suggestion here is just continue and finish it as later as possible to hit the market. Then the aviation industry will start to recover. And also guys, and it's very important, work on your aviation knowledge as hard as possible, because it will be a great competition for your first job, because there are lots of pilots, experienced pilots available on the market right now. So then you finish your license training, then you have your license, you don't have any experience, you will not have it. You will have just aviation knowledge, and you need to be the best of the best in aviation knowledge at least. And the next advice is for those who want to become pilots. Well guys, just wait a little, wait a few months, just monitor the whole situation with the crisis in aviation industry. And if you have this dream, follow it. You have the chance to have cheapest license possible nowadays, much cheaper than it was before. So go through your training, but rely only on reliable school. I think with government support it should be fine. Well guys, the conclusion I just wrote here, let me read it out. Investment in yourself is the best investment, whether it's crisis or not. Follow your dreams and goals and you'll be happy. If you make mistakes, try again. If you lose, try again. There are no any unachievable goals. It is your life and you can do it. So my friends, it is time for our awesome guide checklist. I know you are, so you need to follow it. First, like this video, then subscribe to my channel and also press the bell, whatever it means. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great time.